My boss stole $1 million project from me and took all the credit in front of the board of directors. He forgot one thing: the database required my fingerprint. I had spent 6 months working late nights and weekends creating an automation algorithm that would save our company nearly €2 million a year. It was my golden ticket to a promotion as department director. Last Monday, my direct supervisor asked me to hand over the final presentation on a flash drive, using the excuse that he wanted to give the graphics one last look. On Wednesday morning, I found out through a mass email that my boss had just presented my project to the CEO and the entire international board, as if it were 100% his idea. They had just approved a €30,000 bonus for his brilliant innovation. When I stormed into his office to confront him, he leaned back in his leather chair, laughed in my face, and said, "You're just a junior analyst, everything you do in this office belongs to me. If you open your mouth, I'll fire you today for insubordination." I swallowed my rage, nodded, and went back to my desk. What this genius of corporate management didn't know was that the file I gave him on the flash drive was only the visual interface. The actual code. The engine that processed the company's millions of data points was hosted on my private server and locked by a two-factor security system linked directly to my personal phone. Karma came knocking on Friday at 10 in the morning, during the official software launch in front of the company's biggest investors. I was having a coffee in the break room when I saw my boss run out of the boardroom, sweating buckets, red as a tomato, and with his tie undone. He approached me, hyperventilating, and shouted that the program had frozen in the middle of the demo and was asking for a creator authorization key. He begged me to go into the room and type it in quickly before the investors canceled the contract. I walked into the boardroom with him. The CEO looked at me impatiently. I walked calmly to the main computer, but I didn't touch the keyboard. Instead, I turned to my boss, looked him up and down, and said loudly and clearly so that every investor and the CEO could hear. "I'm sorry, but you told me on Wednesday that this project was your brilliant personal innovation and that my work belonged to you. If it's your code, you should know the password to unlock it, right? After all, I'm just a junior analyst, I don't have access at this level." The silence in that room was absolute. I watched the CEO's mind connect the dots in real time as my boss began to stutter, literally started crying, and pleaded with me in front of the investors to enter the code. There was no mercy. The CEO paused the meeting, called security, and had my boss escorted out of the building with a cardboard box for fraud and theft of intellectual property. 15 minutes later, I unlocked the system with my phone, saved the presentation, and that same afternoon, I signed the contract for his position, keeping the leather office and the €30,000 bonus for myself.